Humans of the internet, welcome to the Gallant Horde. Today, these 6 extremely powerful individuals are going to go under the sea to attempt to capture and relocate a Kraken. I'm very excited about this game because I have been able to finally not hold back at all, because if these guys can't kill the thing, it is unkillable. I'm really excited.
No pressure or anything.
No pressure. Okay, before we head into all of that nonsense, a couple of things. We have our in-game item every week, every game. We give away an in-game item, which means that this item just magically appears in a Horde member's house in the realm. Or in one particular case, above it. Sometimes beside it. It depends on the size of the item. I randomly roll for this item based on all the items in D&D Beyond, so sometimes it's very, very useful, and sometimes it's completely nonsense. Today, it's a very, very useful item that someone I'm sure will be very pleased to get. Today's item is the Sun Forger, which is a warhammer. So, if you would like to enter to win the Sun Forger, you can either keep it for yourself if you're a Horde member, or you can gift it to any Horde member you like, both if you are one or if you are not and would just like to give it to someone. Which brings us neatly onto our next thing. If you are not a Horde member, why? You should fix that. It's great fun. We are always looking for new recruits for the Gallant Horde. So if you are interested in joining the Horde and being part of this crazy thing that we do, hit the Join the Horde link, which is in chat, and fill in an application. You just need a level 5 D&D character. It can be pretty much anything. If it's truly ridiculous, I will probably be like, maybe we should tweak this. But honestly, I'm very into the rule of cool. So if you can justify it, I'll probably let you do it. Because I'm about the fun.
Do it.
You can be a moth. You can, in fact, be a moth, except we have one of those, so, you know. So, those are the first 2 things. Birds of a Feather is a thing we do. Every month we aim for 50 new or renewed subscribers on Twitch. If we hit that 50 mark, we schedule a Birds of a Feather game. Birds of a Feather is basically a one-shot where everybody in the party is a single class. We vote for which class it's going to be in the Toasted Ogre in our Discord, which is our subscriber-only channel in our Discord. We currently have Birds of a Feather Clerics scheduled for February 27th, and Birds of a Feather Monks scheduled for March 20th. So the vote for what the next Birds of a Feather class will be is currently running in the Toasted Ogre and will close when either we hit 50 subscribers or at the end of February, whichever comes first. I think that's all my announcements for today. We need to roll the Potion of Resistance, which I always forget. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about before I do that? Anyone doing anything cool they would like to tell our audience about?
Not particularly.
Cool. So, the Potion of Resistance today is psychic damage. So
Hey.
if you get a poster of resistance, you have to stick a Q for it. No. You will be resistant to psychic damage. Who are these lovely people on screen, says chat, as if we don't already know. I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves, starting with Jamie.
Yes, hello, I am Jamie, and I play Hela, well, Moonael now. And she is a Dragonborn wild magic sorcerer.
Awesome. Brandon.
I am Brandon. I play Bombah, who is the Tortle divination wizard.
That is so few words for such an interesting character. Jacqui.
Yep, I'm Jacqui. I play Murmur, the Air Genasi and Angel Paladin Bard.
Murmur's taken a journey.
Yeah, she's going places.
Kit.
I'm Morwen. I'm Kit, and I'm playing Morwen, the Eladrin sorcerer with dragon ancestry.
Nik.
Hi, I am Nick. I play Reanth. She's a Githyanki Psi Warrior Fighter at level 19. So this if she survives, she gets
If
to
she
level 20.
survives, this is the last mission on her contract.
Yeah.
Alex.
I am Alex, and I am playing Harper, who is a human abjuration wizard.
2 wizards, a sorcerer, 2 sorcerers, 2 wizards, 2 sorcerers, a paladin, and a fighter.
Walk into
What
a
could
bar.
possibly go wrong?
Are going under the sea. All right. If no one breaks into song today, I'm going to be sad. Okay. All right. Before we start, is there anything anyone would like to do before you enter the throne room today? Apart
I will
from
cast
the
Mage
usual...
Armor on myself.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we have Mage Armor. I think some of you have invoked your boons that give you resistance to things. Those of you who are...
I would like to ask,
Mhm.
when Hela got married, were you disappointed that I would no longer be saying Ritas Fukyu?
A little. But I was not, because it made Hela so much more lovely.
Yes.
And I have a bit of a soft spot for her. So, yes, I should make you say it every time. You should do the nay, N-E-E. I don't know how you pronounce it. I always say nay. Is that how you say it? You probably say it with,
I believe so.
French nasal. We'll ask Lionel one day what the right pronunciation of it is.
I have rolled my portents, and they are an 8, a 12, and a 20.
Oh, you have 3 now.
Ooh.
An 8, a 12, and a 20. Oh, jeez.
That 20.
Oh, nice.
Not what I wanted, but I'll take them.
Cool.
The one time you actually want your portents to be low.
Yeah.
All right. You have been buffed and death warded and all that jazz. You have orange slices in a waterproof container, which I thought was very cute, from Helga. You all have your temporary hit points and your not temporary hit points. Cool. In that case, you can all enter the throne room.
Murmur is wearing her glasses.
Excellent. Did you get my link? Because I sent you a link.
Yes, I got the link. She actually had the glasses are on her sheet.
Okay.
So
I don't have to lead her in backwards with her eyes closed this time?
You don't, however, she still has to make the save.
Yeah.
So, you're just walking in with the glasses, because this is the experiment to find out what
This
they
is
do,
us
right?
experimenting to see if they work.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It didn't occur to me that I needed to have the lady's character sheet open, but apparently I do, so please hold for 1 second so that I can... You will need to make a wisdom save. That is what it is.
31.
Oh,
31.
nice.
No.
That succeeds. Which is the first time anyone has succeeded.
Wow.
39 even.
Oh, even better. So...
Very nice. Okay, so... please hold
get
while
to
I
see
read
the lady's true
what a
form.
success actually does.
Yeah, we actually have to read this bit for once.
You still do take some psychic damage because she is still very bright, but you take half of what you would normally take. So it's not as bad as it is on a fail. Oh shit, that's a lot of 9s. 31, 32.
She's trying to kill us before we even get into the water.
So 36 points of psychic damage.
Oh.
Halved. So
18.
She doesn't have a potion yet, so no resistance.
18 points of psychic damage. However, it doesn't break your true sight. So what you can see is basically you can kind of see the lady's form, but she is glowing and her hair isn't hair, it's like light, it's like sunlight, it's like the rays of the sun coming out of her head. And she kind of cocks her head at you and she goes, Mama, not many people get to do that and survive the experience.
Pardon me.
Still hurts a little though, doesn't it? Maybe you should close your eyes, dear.
It seems Luke's experiments worked.
Okay, well,
You are looking very radiant.
radiance. Thank you. Perhaps you should close your eyes though, because I feel like you're going to it's going to hurt.
Yeah, she's going to actually bring
So
one
we
of the
need to
wings
do
round to shield
A little
effect.
more work on those. But yeah, so you also, because you succeeded the save, actually retain your memory of what you see. On failed saves, that memory is wiped because it's too much for your brain. Cool. Congrats. So.
No, Boomba.
Is Bombah a little peeved by this?
He's okay.
He's
He'll
tried
get
a
there
few
eventually.
times. He'll get there eventually. It just, All right. So you are all going to capture and relocate a Kraken today. Do you have a plan?
We have a few. You have one
Excellent.
of Ferris's little fun balls for us?
Yes, we do.
imagine.
And Ferris comes in with his little fun ball, gives it to Morwen, who's his favorite. So she always says nice things about him. Yep. Gives you a little wink and scuttles off. You all know how the fun balls work by now. You've all been on at least one mission with a fun ball. That's not its official name. That's just what people started calling it.
So that
We're
makes
not
it
gonna
its
get
official
close
name
enough.
Yeah.
So, Reanth or Murmur, if one of you would like to have this, because I don't plan on getting
Yeah,
up close and personal.
It does have
Yeah,
to be
that's fine.
unconscious for it to work.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
don't want to.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'll give it to Reanth.
Ah, the DM got inspiration. Thanks.
For all of the players? What?
Rix. Rix, why?
I know. Why do you forsake us?
All right. Do you have any questions before you go off on this adventure?
Are we to try and find the merfolk first, talk to them, or just try and find a Kraken wherever we land?
It's going to drop you in the sea. I was going to put you under the water from the start, if that's all right. I assume you've already dealt with that problem.
We
given,
have
you know,
water breathing. Yeah.
Excellent. And fairly close to where it is believed to be staying. You do not need to talk to the merfolk unless you particularly want to. You simply need to get it to a point where we can relocate it.
And
Now-
once we have it, how are we going to get to the relocations?
Well, I was going to ask you that. Do you want to bring it back here and we can relocate it, or do you want to take it to where it's going?
I think that's going to
Do we
largely depend
know-
on which one of our plans works.
Do you know where you would like it to go?
Yes, we have a place in mind. It's on a completely different plane, though, so we would need to... Essentially, I would need to adjust the magic of your retrieval word to go there first and then to here. So you do need to make the decision now.
Can it be adjusted after we leave? Because I can contact you.
Not sure how wise that would be. Tampering with that sort of thing could become problematic.
Do you have a tuning fork for the location that it's going?
Oh, that's a good question, because you can do it yourself, can't you?
Possibly.
Please wait a minute. And she kind of pauses, and then you watch as Skeg, the goblin, comes running in with a fork. Not a fork, a tuning fork. Funny though that would be. And he goes, "You called?
Fork. Gig.
Skeg, bring the tuning fork for the water elemental plane immediately. I am here." And she goes, "Could you pass that to Bombah, please?" "Pass it to Bombah, yes." And he takes it and hands it over to Bombah.
And then he'll pass it to whoever has
I mean, you asked for it.
plane shift. Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, well.
But I
Somebody
didn't
has
take it
I-
because I didn't think we were going to need it today.
My lady, I have handed over the fork. Yes, Skeg, I saw. Thank you very much. You may go. I may go. Thank you, bye.
Skeg.
And he
Oh,
scuttles off.
bless him, he's a bit frazzled.
He's always like that.
Yeah.
I think perhaps he can't hold things in his head unless he says them out loud. That's what I've assumed from. But he works very well. He does what is asked of him, if loudly. We shall never send him on stealth missions. All right.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Does
I mean,
anybody have
really,
Plane shift today, so maybe we should just put it in the fun ball and bring it back here.
that's a good question. Does anyone actually have that spell?
I do, but I didn't take it today. So
All right. No.
Sorry, what spell?
Well, you
Plane
have a tuning fork for the water element, Blaine.
What level is that spell?
7th, I think.
Then I can replicate it.
Yeah, technically
Can
Hela has
replicate
that spell. Technically Hela has every spell.
Almost every spell.
Yeah, every spell except 9th level spells.
All right.
Well,
we can try.
it's okay. So we're going to set the return word to here. Then is that what you're asking me for?
Yes.
Very well. I mean, we can very easily transport it from here if necessary. We have the means to do that. You simply need to retrieve it. In the ball, preferably. Please do not bring me back a full-size Kraken into my throne room. I will be slightly perturbed.
Can understand that. So
Very well. Any other questions, or shall I send you on your way?
Good.
Excellent. And as always, she claps her hands, and you find yourselves under the sea. Come on, someone. Where are the singers?
I'm holding back.
I'm holding back.
Joys have pushed the
See?
talk. I keep
There we
singing
go.
it to myself, and then I'm like, do I have to push the button?
You find yourselves in what is essentially a whale graveyard. The bones of whales lie on the floor of the sea. It is fairly deep. It's quite dim. Does anyone not have dark vision? Cool.
I have a rune from Artor that allows me 120 feet of
All right.
vision.
It is.
So it's dark, is it?
It is dark. Yes, because
Okay,
it's
I will cast dark vision on myself.
cool. It's deep.
I did foresee this outcome.
It is deep enough that the sunlight does not get down here very easily. It's quiet and wet. What would you like to do?
So, and we can talk to each other. It's just awkward, right? We're just
No, we can with the spell. It allows us to speak and cast spells. So
Well, do we have any way of tracking this creature?
I do, but I don't think we know what it looks like.
I'd
I have
assume
looked-
it looks like a large squid.
yeah.
Or I think I have locate creature. Yeah, I took it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, just double checking. Mama can't see. She
Oh,
has.
no.
True
I can
vision,
make
but not dark vision.
I can make things out with my true sight, but I don't have dark vision.
Ah,
no.
Cool.
I'm just gonna follow the magical aura that I can see coming off the casters.
I mean, if you make it known, I can cast dark vision on you as well.
Because I can see magic coming off the casters, so I'm just like I know the rough kind of direction.
Today's lack of preparedness brought to you by the cockiness of high-level players.
I have
Be
wished. What else
fine.
have I
Oh,
done?
I will
wait,
cast
I
dark
can't
vision
see.
on Murmur. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't you say I wasn't prepared. I prepared that spell. I saw this might be coming, but I wasn't sure.
They knew. Harper knew.
I'm just amused by Murmur's this big, powerful celestial, and she's like, "Well, I can see
She's
the
defeated
magic."
by the night.
I have these lovely wings.
In all fairness, my sword glows when I draw it, so I don't.
Yeah. We have 60 foot dark
It
vision.
isn't something that
It's
came to head
8 hours.
actually.
So I have 120
Fortunately-
feet dark vision. Do I see anything when I look around?
You see a lot of whale bones.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's very quiet. There are no sea creatures. There are some like sea plants on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
like anemones, things that can't move away, and a lot of whale bones.
So this is probably its dumping ground for its snacks.
You could always just make a lot of noise and see if it shows up.
Yeah,
Why
but we
go
might
hunt
draw
it
other
down and make it come
predators.
to us?
You might draw other predators, you know.
All these are
You never know what's out here.
Maybe, but I mean, when
There could be sharks in this water.
You're
mean
worried
sit-
about sharks?
Well,
Yeah, this thing is
Uh,
snacking on whales.
yeah.
I
I
don't-
don't think a shark is much of our worry.
This is more of a driver than the player, I guess.
Took an undersea mission when you have shark
I know.
issues.
I know. It's
Aw.
like my number one fear, but
I
we're good.
Did not know that. I would like to state that I did not know that at the
That's
outset.
no, it's okay. I knew. Yeah, that's true.
It's going well.
All right, let's find.
All
let's
right,
figure it
kids.
Yeah.
Let's
Locate-
get this
out.
ocean
Creature.
Kraken
Okay,
lacking.
sure. All right.
Are there like
Kraken.
any?
The Kraken just got 50 extra hit points.
Are there any like trails in the sand on the ocean floor which would suggest something with maybe long tentacles swimming close to the ocean floor?
Make a
Would
perception check.
drag. Yeah, good idea.
Not great. That's a 14.
Oh, it's the sand is very, it moves around a lot. Hard to tell. Also, being underwater is probably a bit disconcerting.
Especially
know.
for someone who grew up in a desert.
Yeah, it's a lot of water. It's very wet.
This is a lot.
This is a lot.
I'm going to try locate creature just based off of what I know about Krakens.
All right. That's
so-
1,000 feet. Am I right?
Locate creature is 1,000 feet.
It lasts like 10 minutes or something like that.
1 hour.
Make
1
me
hour.
an
Nice.
intelligence check for how effectively you conjure up a mental kraken.
We're gonna go chase it. Little squid.
Oh.
If we see any squids, I want to, calamari
32?
hunt.
How many? Sorry,
32?
32.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not
you
32. 37.
you're pretty good at conjuring mental krakens. Yeah. It's to your west. No, east. To your east.
East.
It doesn't really matter what I
That
say,
way.
but in my brain, it's
Um,
away.
And it's
I
close.
also would have,
Yep.
before I cast locate creature, I would have cast Gift of Alacrity on myself and Harper and Hela.
Cool.
So that's a D8 to initiative.
Woo!
Excellent.
Hold Well,
I would like you all to know that the kraken now has resistance to psychic damage thanks to chat. Thanks, chat.
As a side note, whilst we're sorting all this, Murmur is going to swim off towards Morwen. Look, no fish.
It's a throwback. Anyone who's new to the Horde, that's a throwback to their very first mission.
Very first mission.
That she has been teasing me about all week.
Excuse me, Mr. Fish, do you know where the Mr. Kraken is?
All right.
Alright.
All right, let's
We
head east.
Yeah, I'm just swimming. Swimming
Yep.
east.
Cool. Alright. Well, you swim east for a while. I really just wanted to use this map because it's so freaking beautiful.
it is.
Tom Kartas, everyone.
Woo!
Go and check out his Patreon. He's amazing. You eventually come to it's sort of flat for a while, and then there's a big crevice, and you can see in the crevice the remains of ships. bits of bones. It looks like this. It's also very pretty, but it's by a different person. This one's by Afternoon Maps.
Ooh.
For the purposes of this, assume that crevice is much deeper than it looks in the map, because it's so pretty. I had to use it. But it goes down. Far enough that you can't see the bottom.
Telling me that it's pinging down there, Bombah.
Is it pinging down there?
Yep. Yep, it's somewhere in there.
Oh.
It's like up against the edge somewhere.
So what approach are we taking to this first?
Apparently, we're taking yelling at the Kraken. That's the approach.
I'm just
Are
trying
we going to attempt to talk
Excuse
to
me,
it?
Mr. Kraken.
I was going to try and
Does it
talk.
have a language though?
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, doesn't it have
know.
to have a language to do tongues? That sounded wrong.
Yes.
Even from Morwen.
It has
no,
to know.
from what Murmur grew up in a port, and she's kind of heard a few stories where, I mean, it's sea based. It's not really going to speak,
Right.
but people have kind of heard things coming from it.
Well, that's problematic.
That's scary.
I mean, a large enough creature is probably old enough that it might understand something.
Yeah.
Mama, you can make an intelligence check for me to see what you remember from your port stories. Does anyone else have any actual connection to the sea or sea people?
Not at all.
I grew up in a library.
Yep.
Not
Same.
Desert, library,
Maybe
Library
you worry
kids.
about
library.
it. Yeah.
They're
Astral
astral
sea.
sea krakens.
Yeah, wrong kind of sea there. Unfortunately, Murmur can't remember very much. She only rolled a 7.
Yeah, you have a vague memory of stories of people hearing things, but it's
She was a
how much-
child at
how
the
much-
time, so how
much
much was
is
actually paying attention?
sailor
Superstition.
superstition. Thank you. I'm like that word where you and how much is real, you're not sure. Oh, you'll sing that song.
Yeah.
All right, what are you doing?
Well,
I suppose we might as well approach.
yeah. I'll
Nothing
have
will
my
be done
sword
standing
out,
around.
come to the edge of the crevice and sort of take a peek down.
It's deep.
Yeah. We going down to it, or are we gonna try and bring it up to us?
Hello, would you like to talk?
Yes, that answers
And
that.
I'm going to yell this in both Aquan and Abyssal because those are the two languages that I assume that it might speak.
Boy.
Hela's
I
going to
don't think it-
prepare a misty step, so then if it
Dwarvish
does come up
or
and
also-
attacks, she should teleport backwards.
Nothing happens. I rolled perception badly.
I know,
Are you
the one time
sh-
we're not trying to sneak, we're like, hey, we're
Yeah.
here!
Hey yo.
Are you sure
Do
it's
I-
down there?
Do I know how far away it is?
I don't know. What does the spell say?
Let's see.
Does
The
it-
spell says you can locate a specific creature once you. You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction it's moving of its movement.
Direction,
It's
but
like
not
it's-
distance. Is what
Correct.
it sounds like to me.
Location is what it
Yep.
said. But
Cool.
it could say.
Does it
So you
feel like
can
it's moving?
sense it's down there. It's not moving. It's like up against the edge of or possibly inside the edge of the crevice that's going down into the sea.
I could send Evie down to have a look, but she's going to be slow and she's going to hate it.
Oh no. Poor
She-
Is Evie still an owl?
Yeah, I was
Evie
gonna say
is
she
still
an
an
owl, a
owl.
cat. Oh, mhm.
Does Evie need to breathe?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did cast water breathing on the familiars as well. You can cast it on
Familiars,
up to 10 people.
specifically,
I did
yeah, put on the
specifically
familiars.
include
Cool.
that all the familiars
So your
had it too.
owl and your bat both have
Water breathing.
Well, I have a raven
Wow.
too.
And the raven, I forgot about it. They're all flying things, you guys. That's not that helpful under the
Yes.
sea.
Yeah, I forgot to change that.
Same.
We've been planning all week, people. What's going on?
Great.
I mean,
love
speak
it.
for yourself. I've been doing no
Okay.
planning.
We didn't want to get confused, apparently, between a kraken and a familiar octopus.
Right.
I'm excited. I'm excited. This is great. This bodes really well.
Oh, we're
You
doing.
brought 3 familiars,
Fabulous.
all of whom are flying
Fly.
creatures.
This is helpful. All right.
All right, kids, what are we doing?
We're going in.
We're going in.
We have
Hubris of high-level players.
Mhm.
Right?
Does
Yeah.
somebody want to go down in a hamster ball?
No.
I mean, if it's going to be any easier than trying to swim with these, maybe.
I'll walk to right there.
If the hamster
a
ball has
no
ear in it, wouldn't you
side?
just pop to the surface?
I think the hamster ball encloses you as you are, so you would just be in a ball full of water still.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to move through with wings, you'd be trying to move through with a massive ball.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm thinking about the density of the magic of the hamster ball and whether that would make it float or not, which is not something I've ever had to consider before.
Ah, the fun of being a DM.
Yeah.
Where does Bombah sense the Kraken is?
Yeah.
On the opposite side of the
it's-
ravine?
Generally, yes, like down there
Okay.
somewhere.
So maybe we should go down in
Yeah.
this area. Sort of covered, sort of behind the ship. And just get down lower and see what we can see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Discord just went for.
Yeah.
Oh, did it for everyone?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
There wasn't you, it was all of us. Don't know what that was about. Anyway. Yes, hello.
Right. Well, yes.
Yes.
Then
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I'd
Get
assume
down.
so.
'Cause We don't have to climb. We down.
Yeah. You can swim down. So, if you do not have a swim speed, your swim speed is half of your usual movement. Bombah will be different because he is actually amphibious.
actually, turtles don't have a swim speed.
Yeah.
Seriously! Oh,
Seriously.
you're-
Very
Tortle
short
is not a
lifespan.
turtle.
It's not right.
Okay. In that case, all of you, I
Yeah,
assume,
I
unless
mean,
you have
they
some
can
way
hold their
of
breath
making
in
your.
the water for an hour, but they don't have a
Right.
swim speed.
They're not. Okay, cool, fair enough. Murmur, yours is even worse because you are weighed down by extremely large feathery wings that are not waterproof because they're not designed to go in the water. You are not a seagull angel
Or a duck.
or a duck.
Nice.
So does that mean that Murmur might actually sink to the bottom faster than the rest of us? She's
Well, this
just
is
going
where we're
straight
very-
down.
Here's a question.
Yes.
What about if you cast fly?
Well, you can't fly underwater.
No, but it's like, thinking
It is
I
about
would say
magical movement.
The thing that slows you down is
the resistance of the water
yes,
itself.
the resistance of the water, and I would say that's still there if you're trying
Okay.
to fly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That would be
halving her movement twice. She's going to take forever because it's only 5 foot.
Oh.
Yeah, Murmur's slow, unless you have a way to mitigate that.
Where does Wormer want to go?
Oh, with the rest of you, I'm just going to take like 3 billion years.
Hold on.
This is amazing.
Can I have
Someone
Murmur
pass
grab
me some
onto my
rope
back?
and drag me.
can drag you.
All right, grab onto my back.
Yep. Okay.
Grab the shell.
I feel like, you know what? I'm going to say, Bombah, that your swim
Still
speed is
surfing.
the same as your walking speed because I feel like that makes sense. And I think it's stupid that it's not.
Well, I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Not a turtle, so.
Yeah, but there's
So
some
then-
turtle in Tortle. If he can breathe underwater.
Dragging Murmur would half it. So
I
then
just,
we're all at
yeah.
half speed.
so
right?
then he's the
that,
same.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
To me, that just makes sense.
Yeah,
I think
it's always
stupid
been
that you
weird.
don't. So I'm just going to decide that that's how it is because I'm the
Right.
DM and I'm allowed to do that.
Awesome.
I like it.
Swim speed.
All hail the DM.
That's occasion where it benefits you.
Yes.
All right.
So dragging murmur will then halve your speed, so you're all going at the same half speed.
All right, let's go.
So you're going to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. It's kind of perched on, like, as you get closer to it, you can see that it's kind of perched on a ledge, right on the edge of the ledge. So if you knocked it too much, it might just go
Mm.
into the cavern. There's like this whole cavern has like ledges and bits sticking out of it all the way down, as far as you can see. Probably caves.
Ooh.
Fun.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Make a performance check for me.
I was just about to say I was going to give him bardic inspiration on this one as well. D6.
Oh. You said performance?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
11 plus 5 is 16.
Okay. Apparently this is a very sleepy Kraken. But so that we don't spend the entire game just, trying to get him to come out.
Wake him up.
If you are in the boat, make a perception check for me.
Ooh, that's a natural 20
Nice.
for 25. And I have 120 feet dark vision right now.
It is a dirty 20.
11.
28.
13.
All right. Most of you see coming up out of the depths a very large, tentacly creature. It is, not to put fine a point on it, fucking enormous.
Bam.
Oh god.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Lifting up out of the cavern. And is at the moment about 100 feet away and approaching. Bombah, you were yelling at it. What do you want to say? Before
Hello,
it gets
we're
to
about
you
to talk.
and has you for a snack. What language are you speaking?
Abyssal and Aquian. I'm just going back and forth between the two.
In Abyssal, because that is one of its languages. You hear rumbling up. It's the most impressive noise.
So it's
It
actually
is a
talking.
growling, rumbling noise, and it says, "Talk. I do not talk to snacks." It's still approaching. You have maybe one more thing before it's going to get to you.
Are you
We
going
do
to tell
not
us
make
that's
very
what
good
it's saying?
snacks, but we know
What was
where
that?
good snacks are.
Bombah, what did you say? I didn't hear the first bit.
We do not make very good snacks, but we do know where good snacks are.
You hear what sounds like the sniff of an enormous nostril. And he says, "You smell like canapes."
Bombah?
Sound effects are so good, bad.
Happening.
You do not taste very good. You do not want to eat us. You would get heartburn. Let us feed you something better.
Make a persuasion check. Just for fun.
Um, Persuasion. 11.
It gets up kind of to... You begin to see tentacles appearing above the boat, and it says, I think not. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh
Alright.
boy. Okay. All right. I got this.
We're doing
Here
this.
we go.
It's
I
good.
got
We
15.
tried.
What was that, Hela?
15.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something different.
Did you add
Over
your
20.
D8?
Oh, did you add your D8?
Yes.
Cool.
I rolled an 8 and a 2.
Wow.
Amazing. Over 20?
Every game.
This is gonna be
Wow.
fun.
Cool.
Oh boy.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Over 15?
17 murmur.
17 murmur.
Yeah.
What is your dexterity, murmur?
+2.
Okay.
Although
say-
she's severely doubting that
Yeah,
in
but-
this environment.
For the purposes of... Reanth, you said 15?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Cool. Anyone else over 15? Hela, you were 15.
That was 15.
Over 10?
14.
12.
14 for Bombah? Anyone else over 10?
I got a 12. This
My
dice is
dex
going
is
to jail.
14. Harper,
Really?
what's your
Wow,
dex?
okay.
Morwen was also 12.
Yeah, my dex is 14.
So was mine.
You
I'll
guys
let
can
Harper go
decide.
first. Yeah, Harper
Okay.
can go first.
Cool. Is that everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Cool.
I'm used to shitty initiative rolls, so I'll go back.
Rolling.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, the Kraken's tentacles are all you can see at the moment as it like wraps around the edge of the boat with just a couple of them. They are big. Like a single tentacle is probably the same width as Hela.
Mm.
Oh boy.
They're big. It is more like here at this point. Coming up. And it just is like, nah, actually, I think I'll eat you. Murmur, you're first. What would you like to
That
do?
is a terrifying image.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
It's like it's smiling. Come on, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's happy.
Smiling because it's gonna have a wee
Snack,
It's like
yeah.
when you open the fridge and there are olives and you're like, oh, olives, nom nom nom. And that's what this is like for the Kraken.
It's just kind of
Murmur, what are you doing?
Sorry, I just got distracted by the whole olive. It's like, I don't want to be an olive. Okay, so, because it's going to take me like 2 turns to swim over there and distract it, honestly, she is going to Misty Step.
Mhm.
So she's up close to it.
Mhm.
And then 2 attacks.
Okay. Assume with your magic angel sword.
Yep, with the magic angel sword, which apparently does not like
Does
being
not help you
underwater
see?
because it was a 13, and
Oh.
And
yep, the second attack because she has 2 is an 11, so she can
Also
also
no.
this round.
cool. It's going to use a legendary action
Mm.
and attack you with a tentacle
Yep.
and try to catch you. Oh wow. I don't even have to roll high. This is great. 21 to hit. Does that hit you?
Just.
Just? Cool. I need you to make a strength save, please. And also take some damage. 11 points of bludgeoning damage. How'd you do on strength?
34.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're fine. It tries to, like, wrap around your body, but you just, like, push it away and you're fine.
Those wings are really strong to push it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. That's your turn, Murmur. You got anything else?
Nope, she's happy as she is at the minute.
Cool. No, we're gonna leave that for now. Reanth, you're up.
Yes. All right. She is going to come close enough to smack it with Defender Greatsword.
Mhm.
But before she does that, will, as a bonus action, put the Bulwark of Force up. So all the people that are in the boat, like, everybody except Hela, essentially, will have half cover while I'm not incapacitated.
So plus
it
2
adds
to
plus
AC.
2 to AC. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what I do. And
It's not Hela because she's too far away. Is that how
because
that
she's
works?
too far away, and it only for 5 creatures. So one of us would have to
okay.
be out.
Yep.
And Hela just happened to be too far away. So
Fair.
So my lowest hit is a 27.
Yeah, those all hit then. That's your lowest.
Yeah, it's a 12, 15, and 18. So, and I already pre-rolled damage, so that's 53 points of
Nice.
slashing damage.
Thank you very much for pre-rolling. You're awesome.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Next time too, and that's right with everything.
Appreciated. Cool. Wonderful. Next will be Hela.
I am going to cast. I'm going to cast a Chaos Bolt and a Fire Bolt.
Okay.
First Chaos Bolt is actually just going to be at first level because I want to just test the waters. Cool. So 2 more 8. Cool. I'm going to go with thunder damage, and it is 13. Oh wait, sorry. Need to see whether it hits. Okay, that does not hit because that is a 4.
That does not hit.
4 plus 11, so 15. Sorry.
Well, no.
Okay, yeah. Cool. And then after that is the Firebolt, which is 7 plus 11, so 18.
Also does not hit.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Oh, it does, but it just bounces off. It's a big creature, but it's also tough as fucking something that's been living under the water for a very long time.
Boing.
That's you?
Yes, that is me.
Cool. Bombah.
All right. I am going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip at it.
Okay.
And I need it to make a DC 22 Intelligence save.
Can you please roll me a d20 and tell me what you get, since chat has decided you're rolling my next roll?
That is a 17 on the die.
And 19. Which makes it a 25 save. It has a lot of intelligence, it turns out.
All right.
Especially when Adam's rolling.
Especially when Adam's rolling.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to swim up closer to it.
Uh-huh.
So I can touch it.
So,
and I'm going
just to be clear, the Mind Whip does nothing if he saves?
That's what I'm double checking. I don't believe it does.
Just checking.
Yeah, I think it's just a save or suck.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to say it's a saving suck until I have a chance to read it.
Until you know otherwise. Yep.
On a successful save, it takes half as much damage.
Oh.
There
Okay.
Read your spells.
That's the only thing that happens on a successful save.
Okay.
That
so-
is 11 points of psychic damage.
Oh, wait, we're resistant to that.
Yep.
That'll be 5 points. Thanks, chat.
Yes.
And then I'm going to reach out and shocking grasp it.
Cool. Shock and grasp is lightning damage, right?
It is.
Cool. Yep.
And that is going to be a 23 to hit.
That does hit, but he's immune to lightning damage.
Okay.
Good to know.
Well, there's my tool set.
So
glad
It's
I
good
it
that we
hit,
found
like
out
feel
on
it hit,
cantrip.
but it
Yeah.
it has no idea. Yep. Cool.
Awesome.
That's you.
All right. That's me.
That brings us to the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
So
Well, he knew he had to go sometime, you know.
he is going to do a lightning storm, which
Ooh.
means 3 of you, so probably the 3 who have tried to hurt it so far, need to make a dex save, please. As it
Wait.
arcs of lightning come out of his body.
Is that reaching me?
No.
I said that. I
No.
said the 3 closest to him. So Bombah,
Okay,
Murmur, and Reanth. Sorry, if that was unclear.
Half cover gives you +2 to your dex saves as well,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
good call.
just in case that's relevant. Because it
That's an
might
8
be.
then.
And
What was that?
Murmur,
An
you
8.
have a paladin
An 8.
aura, right? So.
Oh,
I
what is
think
your paladin
Bombah would-
aura? I don't think it's going to
That
be
is-
a
Within 10 feet of me, I am resistant to all magical and being frightened.
And also
Ah.
your charisma modifier to people's saving throws, which would affect these 2.
Keep
Oh yeah.
I don't think 8. I don't think anything can save Bombah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe Reanth.
Reanth, what did you get?
17. I'm at 17 right now.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a D4 to roll.
Ooh.
Head on top of that.
That's your magic fate thingy, right?
Yeah, so that's bent luck.
That's right.
me?
That's the one. Yep. So roll a
Plus,
d4 and add it.
3 more, so that's 20.
20 is not enough.
Oh.
Murmur, how about you?
Dirty 20.
Oh no.
Cool. So you all 3 are struck by lightning bolts that come out of this thing's body. It seems to have some kind of lightning situation going on. You will take 24 points of lightning damage.
I'm going to use my reaction to cast Absorb Elements and take half of that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's cool. Cool.
Yes, just double
And you
check.
said that was
Plus
22?
5.
24. So
24.
12. So 12 for you. Yeah.
All right.
All right. As a bonus action, the Kraken roars. But no, yeah, let's just do that. Bombah, you can hear it in Abyssal roaring, and it appears to be some kind of summons.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Harper, it's your turn.
Friend.
Shit.
Yeah.
That,
Told you I was gonna
Oh,
make
yeah.
it hard.
I mean, that doesn't change my plan because I still don't know what.
No, you don't. and
Harper
you
doesn't
would-
really know what's happening.
Yeah.
Because Harper doesn't speak Abyssal. It's one of the languages they don't speak.
So if you
yeah,
speak
so-
Abyssal, you would have understood that it's a summons of some sort. It is calling something to it.
I mean, it doesn't change what I was going to do, which is I am
Yep.
going to cast my 7th level spell, Crown of Stars, which is my
Mhm.
action to cast, and then a bonus action I will fling a star at the Kraken.
Cool.
Which is... That's not great.
Wait,
18 to hit.
How many? Sorry?
18.
That misses.
Okay. Yeah, that. I'm gonna move backwards just a bit more. You know, just away from that thing with the massive tentacles. And that is my turn. I still have 6 stars orbiting my head, so I am shedding light.
Nice. That does other things for you? Does it do other things for you? Or is it just you just throw them now? Am I thinking?
Yeah, they're just available to throw on a
They're
bonus
just
action
there,
now.
and it's
Okay.
not concentration, so I don't have to
Okay.
concentrate on it.
That's fine. I must be thinking of something else that gave you more stuff. All good. Morwen, you're up.
I cast mirror image on myself.
That's smart.
I always forget to do the protective shit. And let's try a firebolt at this puppy.
And just got healed. Thanks, chat.
Oh.
I have shouted at him for that one.
I'm gonna use my boon from Mando to make that a 10 and give myself a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Nice.
So that is gonna be 31 fire damage.
Cool.
And he this wrong.
Running away. I love it.
We see
Cool.
Sorcerer hide.
All right. At this point, sorry, Nick, you
That's
see
okay.
several sharks coming out of the rocks. There is one. Oh wait, no, I'm lying to you. It's not a shark. It's a lovely little orca. Here's
Oh.
another one.
Yeah, move.
There are 2 of them. It's kind of swimming out of the rocks. This guy is gonna come. Oh, wrong one. Come over here and attack Hela. This one's gonna. How far can you go, guy? Oh, loads of far. This one's gonna come over here
Loads
to.
of far.
Loads of far. And they are gonna attempt to bite each of you, just once each. So, Hela,
The one bite.
1 bite. Oh, that's a
Ooh,
9.
level. Woo!
Murmur, that's worse. That's an 8. They tried to bite you. You dodge out the way. Apparently, they're a bit befuddled by the situation. Then, the giant sharks appear.
Been nice knowing y'all.
Oh, there go my
Sorry,
biggest fears
me.
right now.
I know, I'm
it's okay,
sorry. I
it's
didn't
good.
know. I wouldn't have done it if I'd known.
No, it's fine.
Reanth and Morwen, make a stealth check for me for how well you're hiding behind that rock, please.
God. She's so good at these, you guys.
Harper
15.
is currently shedding bright light.
That's true. That's true. It's coming
Harper
for you.
is a beacon. Yeah.
It's coming for you. You're right. I forgot about the light thing. So, Reanth,
God.
21.
Nope.
Harper, also 21.
Oh dear.
Shield.
Okay, cool,
With Rianne's bulwark of force, it will not hit me.
nice, wonderful. Now we have a lair action. I made up
Ooh.
6,
Fuck.
and I've made it something I could roll for. So you're gonna get whatever I roll for. Number 1, I need a strength save from everyone within. So it'll be just the 3 on top of the Kraken. So it's essentially a pulse of force from the Kraken itself, and it will hit anyone within 30 feet of it. Which I
Does
think
that
is
include
just.
the shark and the orca?
It does, yes. Because he doesn't actually give a shit about them. So they are both going to also make strength checks.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
if you're in my. If,
Natural
he's eating whales. You see the little whale boneyard.
I seriously just rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Ooh.
So this orca is going to get hit, but the shark is fine.
You know
Actually,
there
I
are other numbers on the dice, right?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
yeah, it's a +5
Steven?
if you're in my aura.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh,
+5
10.
if you're next to Murmur.
And this is
10
a
is
strength
not succeed.
saving throw?
Strength saving throw, yeah.
All right, then that would be with Murmur's aura 36.
So Reanth definitely saves. Murmur, what did you get?
24 for Murmur.
That also saves. Bombah, however, you are pulsed back and pushed all the way up against this shark. You should go further, but you bash into the shark behind you. And also this orca just gets fucked off over here. It's 60
Came all
feet
the
from
way-
him, so...
Came all the way here to get pushed away. I mean,
Oh,
what's
it's
the
even
point?
further. It's like fucking... This was one I got from the actual thing, you know. Why are you not letting me... Oh, there we go. He's like up here now. He's... Alright.
Was there any
Murmur.
damage associated with that as well, or just...
No, you're just pushed away. You're just pushed away.
Okay.
Yep. Murmur, you're up. And... Oh no, never mind. Yep, Murmur, you're up.
Okay. It's going to be a bonus action Shield of Faith. And then 2 swipes.
Cool.
Where I've got a natural 20 for 28.
Will hit.
And a 17.
That will miss. So the nat 20 hits, obviously.
Paladin crits.
Paladin crits.
And for shits and giggles, we're adding a 4th level Divine Smite onto this one.
That's fair.
Can't wait.
That's radiant, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Just checking.
Because my next one misses, do you want to go on to the next person while I count up?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the next person's me. So, he is going to use a legendary action once again to try and catch you. Can he bite you? No, not as a legendary. So he is going to do a tentacle attack. That is a lot. 39. I'm assuming that hits you, Murmur.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll need you to make a strength check for me, please.
Straight check or saving throw?
Saving throw, sorry. Yep.
Okay.
That's Murmur.
Yep.
31 on the saving throw.
Yeah, okay, you're fine. He still cannot catch you. Oh wait, you take some bludgeoning damage though, anyway. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage from the tentacle smacking you. But it does not wrap around you. Which is a good thing. And then these guys appear. Coming out of the anemones. Anemones, that's a fun word. You see 2 water elemental Marids.
We're so fucked.
Like, fuck off, people.
They can swim a really long way.
Don't you have something better to do?
So I think they can pretty much choose their targets. Hang on. Yup. You can't even see what's going on, buddy. Alright. So, this guy is going to come after Hela. This guy is going to come after Bombah. They can swim 90 feet, in case you were wondering. And they're going to stab you twice with their tridents that they have in their hands. So, Hela.
Bring it.
That is a 13 and a 25.
Well, 13 doesn't, but the 25 does.
That right? Oh, yeah. That is 10 and 8 and 5 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 30. Oh, jeez, my brain. 39 points of... No, only one of them hit you. Only one of them hit you.
Only one.
Yes, only one.
I don't know what it was. 7 and 6 is 13 points of piercing damage
Okay. Ow.
from that guy. And the other one is going after Bombah. One is a natural 1. The other one is a 25.
25 will hit.
And I've just finished counting up Murmur.
Yep.
136.
Holy
Nice.
shit!
When the paladin crits.
Yeah.
Lots. 15 points of piercing damage, Brandon. Bombah.
Alright.
From the Marid. Cool. Cool. Reanth, you're up.
Yes. All right. I'm just forget about the shark. I'm still going for the Kraken.
That's fair.
Don't worry, it just got a healing word.
Yeah. 8. 8 points.
Seriously, Rex, I'm coming after you.
Rex.
So my lowest then to hit is a 29.
Yeah. Then they all hit.
Okay. So plus a psionic strike, so it is a total of 6.
It's psionic psychic.
No. Don't. Oh, it's force.
Okay.
It's force.
Cool. Just checking.
Oh, what's
How
my-
much in total? Sorry.
Total
20.
was 61. Attack.
Cool.
I didn't get a crit, like like.
That was ridiculous. Woo.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Lucky I give it
And-
50 extra hit points every time someone makes a Kraken pun.
One. Got it out early.
You're fine. Anything else, Reanth?
All right. No, that's all she's got right now.
That's all you've got right now? Cool. Hela! You have
All right.
a Marid and an Orca attacking you right now.
Yeah, it's not fun. Now, if I used... Could I use Wall of Fire at all under here, or would it just not at all work?
I would say it would go up, but then it would go out. So where normally it stays up, so you would get whatever damage you would normally get
Okay.
on the initial thing, but it wouldn't retain its... It would essentially get put out by the water.
Okay.
I don't know what the official ruling is. Don't at me. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes sense to me.
Okay.
Does it boil the water?
What's that?
Does it boil the water?
That would be
Does it
funny.
make it hot?
I think that you're under the sea. Like, it might temporarily, but it would dissipate really quickly, so... That's what I'm going with.
All right.
I feel like there should be something that happens if you try to do fire stuff under the sea.
I did some quick maths anyway, so I've got it sorted. I am
Oh.
going to Misty Step. How far can I go?
30 feet, I believe?
Yeah, just seeing on the map.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I am going to
Come and hide in my cave with me, Hela.
Misty Step back in that direction.
Uh-huh.
Go.
My ally, and then cast a fireball directly on the two that were attacking me. So that's a dex
Okay.
save.
Cool. Oh, that was nearly a 19, but it was actually a 9 for the Orca, and worse for the Marid.
Oh dear. All right.
Sucks. 11 for the Marid.
So that is 33 points of fire damage. Not as much as I was hoping, but oh well. 33 points of fire damage as the fireball explodes and creates a nice little vacuum in there.
Yep. Cool. That's you?
That is me.
Bombah.
All right.
Oh, wait. Before Bombah. Legendary action. I can do
Oh
those.
boy.
It is going to lightning storm is 3 creatures within 120 feet. So it's going to cast another lightning storm. Not cast. It's not a spell. It's just a on Murmur, Reanth, and Bombah again, because you're the ones that can see the easiest. So I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw.
Ugh.
3.
Oh no.
3! Wow.
Yeah.
I am not the
20.
most dexterous person.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Anyone else? What did the other 2 get?
Dirty 20.
Not enough.
Can I add a bend luck onto that?
You can.
No, if it's enough.
So it's a D4.
Natural 20 for 34.
That's enough.
That's a 4 for 24.
That's enough.
Yes.
So,
Woohoo!
Bombah takes 27 points of lightning damage.
Oh boy.
The other 2 take half of that. So that would be 13.
Okay.
That's his legendary action. So Bombah, you're up.
All right. I am going to cast Illusory Dragon, and I want to put it right there.
Is it a
And
dragon?
it is
Does it look like
it's
a
a
dragon?
huge dragon. Yes, it's a huge
Yeah.
dragon.
I'm gonna need a dragon too, so just get it ready. We decided on to tag team dragons.
Do you
Oh,
have a
boy.
color preference? Oh wait, you
What do
don't,
you have?
because the only one I have is a white one. There we go. You can have a white dragon. How big is it according to the
It
spell?
is huge. So, I
3.
believe that
3 by 3. It's huge.
I was disappointed in the lack of metallic.
Well, mine's
And,
gonna be metallic, even if it doesn't look like it. So don't worry, I got us.
I cannot move him yet.
Oh wait. Sorry, that's because I haven't made you move him yet. Please hold,
Oh,
caller. I got excited. There we go. Now you should be able to move him.
All right. So I would put him right about here, and then any creature of my choosing that can see him has to make a DC 22 Wisdom saving throw, or they're frightened.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one you did in the arena that hosed
Yeah.
me that time. Yeah. This
Yep.
is-
He made it. It's a 20. However, he's immune to frighten.
Well, that's fine. This was more so to keep the sharks and the
Oh yeah, I
whales
need
and
to
the
do
rest
it,
of the
do it
crap
for them
away.
too. Hey, okay,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah.
So that's also the killer whale. Killer whale. I hate that phrase. Orca. It's an orca.
Okay.
10. So that failed. The giant shark is a wisdom, you said. Also 10. So that also failed. So this guy's frightened.
And then as long as they're frightened, they can't come any closer to the dragon.
And this guy's frightened. Is there
I
a
believe
range on
the
it?
The frightened condition gives them
Um,
disadvantage on things while they can see it.
Yeah,
right?
it's also disadvantage. It just says any creature that can see it.
Okay. So the other shark also, I assume?
Yeah.
No,
When
that's an
used in
11.
appearance, any of your enemies that can see it must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for
Cool.
1 minute.
And the Marid. Oh my god. Is also frightened. It's a lot of frightened things. Everybody's frightened. Everybody's frightened. Except the Kraken, who can't be
All right.
frightened. He's
Of course.
too
And
big to be
then-
scared.
Yes. As a bonus action, I can move it and then have it attack. And it attacks in a cone.
Okay.
So it is
Okay.
going to attack the Kraken in a cone. And it needs to make
Okay.
a DC 22 intelligence save.
Ooh.
Oh, it's good at those. That's a 19 on the dice, so
Yep.
30 something.
Alright, so then it takes half damage. So half of 15 is 7 necrotic damage.
7.
Because I'm not going to use lightning because I saw that that didn't work.
Yep, fair enough. Alright. Cool. That's you?
That's me. Actually, I am also going to... No, that'll stay. Actually, yeah, no, I'll move because all those things have disadvantage. So,
Yeah.
Where's my...
Where are you going?
I'm moving towards the Kraken. Again.
Okay. So the shark will disadvantagedly attack you.
Yep.
That's a 16.
You said 16? That misses.
I did. The Marid was a 2 on the die, so. Cool. That's you?
That's me.
Cool. It's the Kraken's turn. Means he gets his legendary actions back. I need to keep track of that, otherwise it's very easy to forget. So he is going to... What is he going to do? Who's here? I think maybe he might try and eat one of you. So he's going to try to bite. Reanth. I know you. That's annoying. Oh, it's plus a lot. 23?
Yeah, it just gets...
Cool. I need you to make a... Oh no, you don't get to save. Cool. Apparently. 1, 2... So, first of all, you take some tooth damage. 9, 14, 24 points of piercing damage as it bites you. Oh no, you do. Make a strength save, please.
Plus 13, 30.
Saves. You are not swallowed.
Is Reanth like propping its mouth open? Like, I will not go through its mouth.
She's got her, like, her great sword, like, oh, not today.
Nice. And then it's going to make 3 tentacle attacks. 1 on Murmur, 2 on Bombah. So. Murmur. Dirty 20.
Misses.
Bombah. 30. Dirty 30.
That's it.
And the second one is a 26.
That will also hit.
Cool. I need you to make 2 strength saves, please.
That is a 17 and a 3.
You're
Well, I guess I
3.
would add 5 to those, but
Oh, yeah.
the 3's still gonna fail.
The 3's gonna fail, yep. So the tentacle wraps around your body, and you are now restrained in its tentacle.
Okay,
Oh dear.
that's fine.
And
How much
you
damage do
also
I take?
take some damage. Wow, there was a lot of 6s. 24, 28, 30, 31, 51.
Did you add the two? Did you add them together, or is that?
That's all together.
Can you split them because I have to make 2 concentration checks?
Oh, right. No, because I rolled them separately. Call it, well, just split it. So 51, call it 25, 25. It's
25,
probably
25.
Next time I will split them.
Make it 12 and 25 in interception.
You said 51 total. At 25 and 25, my con saves a plus 12, so I can't fail that.
Yeah. Cool. Alright. Wonderful. That
Oh, you know what?
was...
Oh, no, it
Yeah.
attacked.
No?
Nothing.
You good? Cool.
Good.
Harper.
Alright, so these things that appeared, does Harper know what they are?
Make an intelligence check.
Does this will affect what I do? Because I don't want to do anything that's out of character, so...
They read a lot of books, so...
Is this straight intelligence, or is it
Yep.
Arcana or History or something like that?
It's intelligence, because it's like, have you read something about it and remembered it in this moment?
19.
I would say that you recognize them as some kind of water elemental being, but maybe not the specific being, if that makes sense.
That's fine. That's all I need. I'm gonna take a gamble about what plane of existence we're on based on what the lady said, and I'm gonna cast Banishment at 5th level and target both of them.
Okay. That's what kind of save is that? Is it a save?
Charisma.
Alright, so the first one is an 8. The second one is a 23.
Okay, so the first one fails. The second one succeeds. So the first one is banished. And if it is not native to this plane, once the spell runs out, if I concentrate on it for the full minute, it's just gone.
Cool. Alright.
But I have to concentrate on it for the full minute.
I will just move him over here for now, in case. Alright, I'm gonna need you to just keep track of the rounds for me.
Yeah, no, I've already got it written down. I have lots of things written in my notebook. So that was my action. For my bonus action, I'm gonna fire a star at the Kraken, I guess.
Do it!
Star at the Kraken.
There's a 25. Does that hit?
Yes, that hits, yes.
Oh shit. That is math. 44 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Oof. I rolled
good.
3 12s and an 8.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Good job. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my turn.
Excellent. Morwen, you're up.
Morwen would like to cast Draconic Spirit right here. Oops, my dingy thingy.
Draconic.
Right
what?
here. Draconic Spirit.
Oh, yep. Okay. So you
Summon
also want
Draconic
dragon.
Spirit, and that gives
I'm
me
gonna give
a.
you-
Yeah.
I don't
And,
have a lot of.
I'm gonna choose
Yeah.
metallic.
Cool. But I'm gonna give you a ghost.
A
'Cause
ghost?
I have one.
Okay.
A ghost dragon. How big is your dragon?
It's large.
Cool.
It says large dragon.
Sweet. I will put it in charge of you. There we go. You should be able to control it now.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
And I don't know. I think it just does it get to attack right away? She's kind of it requires no action for me, so then I can do this and then my bonus action. So because it's a level 5, it gets 2 attacks and a breath weapon. So I'm gonna attack it with fire.
Yep.
And that's a 22 and a natural 1.
The 22 just hits.
Okay, so that's gonna do 10 fire damage. And then the breath weapon is a 30-foot cone. I don't know if I can get this sharp, probably not without getting Reanth, so I'm just gonna do it at
No.
the Kraken.
Yeah.
And
If you go for the shark, you're also gonna get
that's a DC 19 dex save.
It failed, but it's gonna use a legendary resistance.
Okay.
To pass it.
So that's my action. And then
You
I'm
didn't
gonna.
tell me how much damage.
Oh, and the first one was 10.
I assume it's half damage for the breath weapon, though. Or no?
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 9, so another 4 damage.
Cool.
Fire. And then, since fire's so fun, let's do a firebolt. And that's only a 15, so that my misses.
No.
So I'm
That
done.
misses. Cool. Wonderful. All the sharks and things are frightened, so they are going to attack whoever's closest to them at disadvantage. So one on Harper. Ugh. That is a 14
That misses.
and a 11 on Reanth, which I'm guessing also misses.
Yeah. Punch
Which
it.
brings us to the top of the initiative order. I'm gonna say, let's take a little break,
Mm,
because this could go a long time.
Right.
So we'll take a little break here at the top of the initiative order, and be back to pick this up in 10 minutes. Before we go, we are going to draw our Sunforger Warhammer for a Gallant Horde member, and I am going to give away my one spare Gallant Horde calendar. So, we made a calendar this year, but it was basically just Jax going, I can't find a calendar that I like, so I'm going to make one of my own. And then I let people in the Discord tell me if they wanted a copy. They're not for sale. They've never been for sale. They never will be for sale, at least not this year. This is the only spare one, and I'll give it away to someone today. Who won the
I
thing?
have mine hanging up behind
Brandon.
me in the office.
Brandon.
Brandon won a
You won the thing.
Sunforger. Nice.
Hey!
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it hanging behind Alex on the wall there. This was January. It's a picture of Miz. It
You can
says,
see the gnome.
I'm somewhat conflicted, but not enough not to cast Fireball. And then February is Wazatim, and it says, we almost get killed by so many things. Ghosts, birds, gravity. Let's focus on the right part of the sentence. Don't focus on killed, focus on almost. So each I'm not going to show you all of them because surprise. Each month has a character and a quote from the character, except one month, which is also a surprise. So
Can't
if
wait.
you'd like to win it, exclamation point shiny thing in the drawer. Remind me to draw it after the break because I always forget. We will be back in 10. Don't go anywhere. Come back and watch these guys try to kill a Kraken while it tries to kill them.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to the Gallant Horde. We are fighting a Kraken in an attempt to knock it out so they can put it in their creature fun ball, Pokeball thingy, and relocate it so it stops eating mermaids or canapes. Before we do that, though, we're going to do the giveaway.
Ooh.
Will! Artbeck, you have
Nice.
won yourself a calendar, which makes it really easy for me to send it to you because you're in New Zealand. So I will do that. Awesome. All right, let's jump right back in, I guess. We are at the top of the initiative order. You guys have done some pretty hefty damage on this creature so far. It is looking slightly uncomfortable.
Slightly uncomfortable.
The uncomfortable. And at the top of the initiative order is the lair action, which I'm going to roll for. Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, no.
Everyone within 120 feet of it, which I'm pretty sure is everyone.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Basically, arcs of lightning come out of it again. But this time they're just any living creature.
Oh dear.
I need you all, please, to make Constitution saves.
Oh.
Bonds.
Which is
Oh.
a weird choice, but
I can
including the dragons and the sharks and the everything, because it's not
I assume this isn't a spell, it just happens.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I have spell resistance, so that's why I asked.
Yeah,
so
likewise.
Unfortunately, it's just a thing that happens.
It's just lightning.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, we're just under the sea with lightning, as you do.
As you do.
I don't
The
even
good news
think it's
is-
worth me mentioning. I don't think I can succeed on this.
One
Aw.
shark and one Marad have both failed this save, so there's that.
And it's a 27 for Murmur.
And 22
27.
for Reanth.
Oh, I'm next to
Uh,
you.
Use my Tides of Chaos to reroll.
Yes, you get an
that.
extra 5, Bombah.
So, sorry, 27 was Murmur.
Yep.
That succeeds. Reanth, what was yours?
22?
That does not succeed.
Okay, I will use Indomitable to try and re-roll that.
Okay, Bombah, what have you got?
36?
26? That's
36.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Hela.
I had to use my Tides of Chaos and Ben Luck to get 24.
That succeeds.
Yes.
Morwen.
17.
That does not succeed. Harper.
I don't know if I can succeed on this.
I bragged that I'd taken no damage, didn't I?
Oh, you're not even in Murmur's thing, are you?
No.
Okay. Also, your dragons, if they can take damage, need to...
Mine is an illusion, so it
It's
just
lightning.
Okay.
Mine is resistant, but
Okay, so that'll be half damage.
con
but if it
saves.
fails-
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it fails.
Um, 20, so that is 23 points of lightning damage on a fail, half on a success. So 12 on a success.
Good. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Half
I
again if you're resistant to lightning.
mine came out to 34 when I used Indomitable.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Natural.
My
So,
ward is still intact, so I do not have to make a concentration check.
Lightning.
Nice.
23. Okay. Don't
Right,
my temps.
we'll got that.
Mm-hmm.
Murmur, you're up.
Okay.
Natural 20?
We'll see.
Think your thing to give her a natural 20.
Say you
Yep.
can make it so.
Yeah, but
Alright.
could make me
Your
do
first
that.
attack is a natural 20 because of Bombah.
Yes.
I will roll that whilst we carry on the round,
Okay.
because as we've seen from the last one.
Yep, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Hmm.
Are you doing anything else on your turn, Murmur?
The second attack, because I have 2 to a round, is a 19, so wouldn't hit.
That misses, yeah.
So
Cool.
carry on, and I'm going to count
Alright,
up my
You
damage.
let me know when you're ready. So, this Murad is afraid of the dragon, correct? Does he get to reroll on his turn? Your illusion dragon?
It does not get to re-roll until it loses line of sight.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna run away behind the shark,
Hey.
which I would say is not running towards it, and... Oh, Hela and Morwen, are you hiding behind that rock?
Yeah.
Can you roll me a stealth check, please?
Okay.
Don't bother. Well, roll. If you roll a 1, it sees you, pretty much.
Got head advantage on that. Awesome. Yeah, no, I got
Nine.
6.
You rolled a what?
6.
Yeah, that's fine. I rolled a 2.
When I rolled-
It's actually just hanging out here, being like, where'd everyone go? I can't get closer. This is a terrible situation. Reanth, it's your turn.
Okay. I will go ahead and take my 3 shots at the Kraken. No, I'm
Oh,
just
wait.
ignoring. What?
Wait! It has range! It's gonna range attack at Bombah. Sorry, I didn't
At
realize it had
disadvantage.
range. Yes, at disadvantage. No, it's not, because you have to make a save. Dexterity save, please. It like shoots a water jet at you, which apparently...
10, 15.
Hang on.
I'm within 5 feet.
Oh, and Murmur too. Read your things. I
The
studied the
minus
Kraken one to
9.
pieces, but I didn't read the others. So yeah, Murmur and Bombah.
Bombah.
Sorry, what did you get, Bombah?
15.
That fails. Murmur?
Sorry, what was I rolling? I was trying to count.
Dexterity save. Oh my god. That's a lot
27.
of 1s. Cool. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10? 10! 66! 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Goodness.
Sorry, what was your save, Murmur?
27.
Yeah. So half of that. 5 for you. 10 for Bombah. That's cool.
Plus
Alright.
my element spoon.
Oh yeah. Fuck you.
No problem.
Anyway, now it is Reanth's turn.
Okay. I will do
Be
my.
glad Adam's not in this game. Otherwise, it would be
I will
50
do
hit points healed for that
Re-attack.
notice. Go for it.
Alright. So I think one of them's actually not going to hit because it's only an 18. So, but
yeah,
two
no.
of them hit. So that is. I have to deduct. 46 points of damage. I used another psionic die on that too.
That's
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. That's you.
That's
was
me.
All your attacks together. Murmur, do we have a number yet? Yeah. Cool. Hela,
You
you're
have
up.
to stop and do a dex save in the middle.
Sorry.
Just her
Alright.
look of like, nope, it's not done. There's so many.
Well, she's gonna pop out and see the big boy with the trident looking around, and gonna chuck out a disintegrate at it. So it needs to make a dexterity check save.
And I have Murmur's attack.
Okay, please hold one moment. That's a 13 for the Marid.
So that does not save at all.
No. Give me your number, Murmur.
With another 4th level Divine Smite included, 110.
Nice. Over 200 just from Murmur.
It now
I know,
looks
right?
more than a little uncomfortable. It looks
More than-
very uncomfortable. Hela, what was your damage?
72.
Wow. Ow.
70 points of force, by the way.
Yeah. They're not as... The Kraken's immune and resistant to all sorts of shit, but these guys not.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then
Cool.
after
Ow.
that, is it still alive?
Yeah?
Okay, hang in there. Let's see if we can change that.
Yeah, let's change that status.
Gonna throw a twinned spell firebolt. So one at the dude with the trident and the other one with the
Yep.
shark.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh wow, that is bloody horrible. Okay,
Hela's distracted today.
yeah. So that's a 16 to hit the shark, and a 14 to hit the guy with the spear, the trident.
So you do hit the shark, you do not hit the Marid.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That was a 5 and a 3. That is.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Cool. So that's 20 fire damage slams into the shark, and
Okay.
it needs to make a charisma check, I believe. Give me a second here. Yes, charisma saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, because sharks are so charismatic.
Yes.
That's cocked. Oh, not terrible. Oh wow, he has a -3 to charisma, so 15.
Awesome. So the firebolt slams into him, but it also rips a hole in the fabric of space, and a weird tentacle thing comes out and slaps it as well, doing an extra 3d6 psychic damage,
Ow.
and it is also frightened of me.
It was already. Oh, now it's frightened of 2 things. Cool.
Yeah. So that is 11 points of psychic damage.
Cool.
And one last thing was, how much damage was that? The lightning thing from the Kraken before?
23
Yeah. That
or
sounds right.
12 if you save.
Right. Okay. Sweet. Because I quartered it, but then I realized I couldn't use my absorb elements because I had already used my reaction. So
Yeah. Cool.
beautiful. Thank you. And
Alrighty. That's you. Bombah. You're up.
Yes.
Hello.
I am going to look at the Kraken, and I am going to tell him that I think you should let us relocate you. And not eat me, because that will be very bad for you.
Okay.
And then I am going to bonus action have my dragon breath weapon in this thing, and that is a DC 22 intelligence save.
Good at those. It's very good at those in this case. So intelligence save, that's 30.
Then it takes 14 points of damage, of necrotic damage, because it would be 28 if it failed. So
you're
and then,
using your
okay.
action to be persuasive. Is that what you're doing?
I was just hoping that I could say that and then hold an action to cast Disintegrate if it eats me.
A persuasion check. Just
yeah, that's a natural 1, so 3.
this is a very arrogant creature. Yeah.
So am I.
I was gonna say it's Bombah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, cool. So you're holding a disintegrate in case it eats you.
Yes.
Awesome. That's your turn.
That's my turn. I can't move. It's got me grappled, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's going to use its legendary action to try and do that again. Can only do one on a legendary action. So let's say Reanth. Reanth is going to try catch you. Yeah.
It's tentacle.
Yeah. That is a 22.
That gets.
Oh,
That's
make
that's my
strength
AC.
check for me, please.
Well, that's 19 on the die plus 13, so 32.
Yeah, you're fine. Oh, you take some damage though. Hang on. I just want to eat someone. 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. Oh wait, it's halved because bludgeoning I'm resistant to.
Oh.
Woo!
Alrighty. That brings us now to the Kraken, who is going to try to eat Bombah because it has him
Grappled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, even though
Go
the
for
Jax
it.
knows this is a bad idea, the Kraken is like, yummy tortoise! Does a 32 hit you?
It does.
Excellent. Can you please make a strength? Oh, no, wait. Oh, yes. Strength. Oh, wait, no, you are already grappled. But
I am already grappled.
Cool, it's
and-
gonna swallow you.
Yeah.
Wait, first you take some bitey damage before you get to its tummy and kill it. Please take some bitey damage.
Might be damage before you get to the tummy. Jax works with
Yep.
children.
30 points of bitey damage.
30 points of
I'm not
damage.
talking about us.
All right. So half of that is 15.
And then
So-
you're swallowed so you can do your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use a portent and pass that concentration check. So I'm gonna use my 8.
Okay.
And I need it to make a
There we go.
Didn't we say that because I'm inside it, it just automatically fails my
Yep.
dexterity disintegrate?
Great, because you can't avoid something that's going off in your belly.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that is
Fire in the hole!
Bombah away!
Bombah away. That is 79 points of force damage.
79. How much you got there,
79.
buddy? That knocks him out.
Oh, then
Does
it
destroy
turns to
him?
dust.
He turns
It
to
does.
dust.
Oh,
Oh!
well,
Oh.
he's been relocated.
Oh!
Oh dear.
Not the way we planned to have him relocated, but you know.
Boomba's just floating there in a pile of dust.
Of Kraken dust. Yep.
Kraken
Yeah.
dust.
That's what happened. Correct.
Mama's
okay.
face is quite similar to mine right now.
Whoops.
I was just trying to get out.
I promised
Okay.
Bear Calamari, you guys.
We can go hunt down a squid.
Yeah, we're getting some squid.
You
You're
know,
feeling
shark
combat,
tacos are very good.
and it's Harper's turn.
Oh my goodness.
I've misplaced my pen again. I do
Well,
this
it's
every
alright.
time I sit
You've
down.
also misplaced the Kraken that you were meant to bring back. So
We were just
I mean,
supposed to
yes.
relocate it. It's been relocated.
Yeah.
I mean, I need my pen to count the turns for banishment, so because that's
Oh,
still
right.
a thing. Yeah. Okay. There's a shark next to me, and that's slightly intimidating. So I'm gonna shocking grasp that shark.
cool. Please do.
That is a 30 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit that shark's 15 AC.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Disintegrate automatically disintegrates a large or smaller non-magical
Oh.
object or creation of magic.
Oh.
If the target is a huge or larger object or creation of force, this spell disintegrates a 10-foot cube portion of it.
So does it just like a stomach just blow out?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just made a hole.
you just caused it
You just made a
internal
hole
bleeding.
in it. That's okay.
I just made a hole so I could get out.
Hang on. Let me see if I can get him back. I'm gonna have to look him up again. Hang on. I deleted his token because I thought he was gone. I thought he was dust. This game is getting very silly. That's not the right thing. That's the right thing.
And that was me searching for. Wait, can we resurrect this thing? Is there a way of resurrecting it? Like, always
I don't
read
know how
the
big I had
spell,
it.
kids.
Bombah bursts
Yeah.
out of the Kraken like the Kool-Aid man.
I know. I was just
Yeah, I just read
In
that.
that case, Bombah, roll me a d6 and tell me what you can get.
This might actually change what I do, so...
What? 6.
That's 6.
Cool. You do in fact shoot out of the side of the Kraken, like the Kool-Aid man, as your disintegrate spell goes off through your hands, leaving a giant hole in the side of the Kraken, who is now definitely unconscious, because that's a pretty significant ouchie. You got me talking like I'm talking to children. So you are. Oh wait, I put you behind there. Hang on.
I mean, surely
Like, over
D&D
here.
players and talking to children, isn't that the same thing?
It's very similar. Working with D&D players and working with... So, it is technically unconscious at this point and floating in the water. With all its tentacles. Anyone it was holding on to, I think it isn't, because it kept failing those, is no longer being held. Harper, does this change your plan?
It does.
Okay, what would you
By
like
a
to do?
lot. Cool, so I'm gonna Misty Step as far as I can, which I believe will put me right there, next to Reanth, and
Yep.
grab the fun ball from her and hit the Kraken with it.
got it.
There is now a very, very injured, unconscious Kraken in the fun ball. It is
And
now.
then
I'm gonna move it
Gonna
over here.
turn
in case
around
you'll
and
bring it
basically
back
going,
in.
"Are we out?" And then
What
that'll
if
be my turn.
What if it had stuff like dragons? You know, what if it has treasure?
Because I'm assuming that was my action to do that. So
Yes, it is an
Yeah.
action to
Oh,
do that. Yep.
treasure.
so that's why I'm like turning around. Like, are we out or are we still looking?
Morwen, you're up.
Yeah, there might still be some loot, you guys. So, my dragon is going to attack this shark right here.
Okay.
So it's going to do 2 rend attacks. Oh, probably not. Oh, that's a 19 and a 9. Okay, so that's a 31 to hit and then a natural 1.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a 3 whopping points. And then a
Cool.
tone of cold, Dex save DC 19.
Nope.
9 points. So those were both fire damage.
Cool.
And then let me see. I'll go ahead and firebolt this guy
Which guy? Oh, yeah.
right next to me. That's a 18 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to do 24 fire damage.
Cool. Ow. It is now the shark's turn. They are gonna GTFO. Reanth, you will get an attack of opportunity if you want it.
Of course I do.
I didn't think you'd miss the opportunity to.
No, that's
And
21.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is.
Oh, I still get an attack. I'm sorry. I get 2 because my dragon is not.
Oh right, sorry.
It does its own thing. So I'm just gonna do one more firebolt.
Cool.
And that's a 21. So that's another 25 damage on.
Nice.
This
That
one.
shark is looking very. Ow.
Okay. Sorry.
And my damage is
Very
27 on that
Cool.
shark.
Sweet. He is gonna GTFO. Bye. This guy's also gonna GTFO. Hela, technically you get an attack on that shark because you are technically within 5 feet of it.
All right, I'll
If
take
you
a
want it.
swing at it.
And it's just one attack, right? It's not like the all 3 is the one.
Yeah, it's like
No, it's
one
just
one melee
One-
unless you're a
One as it
warcaster.
runs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making
Um,
sure.
That's 14 to hit it.
That misses, unfortunately.
That's fair.
Cool. They're running away. I'm gonna also say the Marad's gonna run away, so unless one of you is going to, although technically, well, Murmur, it's technically your turn. The lair can't do shit when the Kraken's not there, so. Do you want to do something?
No, she went for the Kraken. The Kraken is no more. She's happy.
Cool. In that case, this guy's also gonna GTFO. Bye.
Oh, okay. I was coming for him.
Nah. He goes before you, so he's running.
Yeah, I know.
Which means we are now out of combat.
Woo!
Woohoo!
What would you like to
Just
do?
gonna wait for the full minute for that Marad to hopefully just be gone.
Right.
It's not coming back. It's in the water elemental plane now.
Yeah. Well, if it's less to wait the full minute. If the concentration is broken before the end of the minute, then it comes back. But
Yeah,
we'll just
fine.
wait and hope it doesn't come back.
I would say that minute will pass uneventfully.
Cool.
Unless the dragons are going to randomly start attacking you, maybe.
Oh, we should probably search the ship and then over here where it came from, maybe that's its.
Yeah.
It's little
That's-
crevasse.
Yeah,
Start
my
searching
husband
the
told me
road.
this, yeah.
Have a look
Investigation for all the stuff that might or might not be around.
Investigation for all the stuff. Who is searching
Yes.
where?
I will search the boat.
I'll search the
Okay.
cave.
I
where
will
he
search
came
its
out.
cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll search the boat.
If you
I'll
are
assist
searching
with the boat.
please make me a investigation check.
Ella's just going to keep an eye out for anything coming back or anything trying to join a new fight.
I should have given Harper advantage, but I rolled a 9.
A 9.
I rolled a natural 20,
Yay!
Woo!
so it's a 32.
Harper, roll me a d10.
Uh, 8.
Now roll me a 20 and tell me what you get.
Mm.
14.
That doesn't make any sense. Oh, this makes any sense. All right, I'm going to give you this one. Okay, so Morwen, you find a lot of rotting wood. This ship's been
Yay.
down here a very long time. You find a couple of like mundane swords and things, but they're so fucking rusty that the moment you touch them, they just like disintegrate into
Yeah.
rust. It's a bad time. Harper, you find a coin. Just one.
Is it a gold coin? Is it silver?
It looks like it's made of iron.
Does it have any special markings on it that I can see?
Yes. It has some writing on it. What language? I think this is a language you speak. What languages do you speak? Like a million, I know, but just humor me.
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Infernal, Primordial, and Undercommon.
Yep, it's infernal. And it appears to be some sort of incantation inscribed on the coin that traps a soul in it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interesting for Harper to get such a coin.
Yep.
And perhaps don't just hold on to it, just in case.
That's what you find.
For now, that gets pocketed and they don't tell anyone else.
Everyone in chat is like, leave it alone!
I didn't notice it at all.
Who was searching the cave?
There's a reason why Harper is taking it. Trust the process.
Just started swearing.
Bombah, roll me an investigation check, please.
All right.
I was in their cave too.
Also you then, please.
Investigation is a 25.
Nice.
26.
Alright, can you each roll me a d12, please? This is a really fun way to do this.
3.
3.
7.
Okay. And a d20.
19.
I heard 19 from Brandon. What was yours, Reanth?
2.
2. Okay. Reanth, you find a... So, you guys go down, and there is a cave there, and it's mostly just leftovers. Lots of bones, not a lot of stuff, really. But there are a couple of small things that you discover. Probably small. I don't yet know what Bombah discovers. We'll get to him. Reanth, you find a strange, like, metal tube with something attached, like a string attached to it. Not at all rusty, interestingly, for something that is under the sea. Still no one, damn it. He's hold for randomness.
Okay.
You find, amongst the bones of whatever things this thing has been snacking on, what looks like a necklace. It's like a simple silver chain with a pendant with a black stone on it.
Okay.
Hela, what were you doing during this time?
I was just looking out for dangers to make sure that nothing
Cool.
attacked us while everyone else was searching.
And Moma?
Well, she tried swimming down to the shipwreck, but it probably took
Too
forever.
long. Amazing. Cool.
Wait for you. I'm on the lookout for squid. Go ahead. Have a lookout.
Do you want to look for squid, Morwen?
Yes, I do.
Make either an investigation check or a nature check, please.
Oh, shit. I haven't read that book yet. My nature's not that good. Investigation or nature? Same. That's an 8.
Seems like maybe squid don't hang out this close to a Kraken
Right?
cave.
Yeah. Silly. I tried.
You look. All right, are we ready?
I think we might be.
We're ready.
All right.
Yeah,
Did I
I'm
happen to
happy.
see while I was in the cave any eggs, for lack of a better?
Eggs. Are you trying to find a baby Kraken?
I'm trying
We
to see if
had
there
one a
was a
couple
baby
weeks
Kraken.
ago.
Because if there is, we need to relocate it as well.
Okay, roll
Good
me
point.
a d20.
And remember that you have the Twitch advantage.
It doesn't matter because it's an odds or evens thing, and I'm not telling you which
Oh.
is which.
It's a 5.
It's a 5, no eggs.
Okay.
Odds boy
That
Kraken, even girl Kraken. I don't know if that's how Krakens work, but whatever.
Sweet.
Alright.
All right, who's gonna say it?
Bellatrix.
You come back to the throne room. You are dripping. The lady waves a hand, and you are no longer dripping. She's like, "Welcome back. You look well wet, damp now. Did you succeed in capturing the Kraken?" What?
Harper
Man,
will
We do.
Who has it? Harper?
hand
Thank you.
over the bowl.
She will take it. Is it okay?
It ate me, and I had to get out,
Oh.
but it's okay.
So we'll send a druid or two with it, huh?
Maybe.
Probably
Yeah.
be beneficial. I'm not actually
Yeah.
looking up fully.
It looks less than comfortable.
I see.
I tried to talk it into going peacefully, and it didn't want to go.
Well, they're
We
not
did
the
try.
most diplomatic of creatures. It's not usually their forte.
If I may, I would recommend a higher level healer, as disintegrate was used on it. So
Oh, very well. Well, we'll see what we can do.
I pull out a ring that I have in my pocket,
Hmm.
and it is a ring of regeneration. And I hand it to her.
It's all right. We have high-level clerics these days, in case you hadn't realized that. I'm sure we can manage. I'm sure Naya will go along if we ask nicely.
We got a Kraken situation in the throne room.
I feel like if
Yeah.
I said that to Naya right now, she's going to panic slightly.
Because she would think we got eaten by the Kraken.
Right? There's a
Right.
whole ass Kraken in the throne room.
Yeah.
Chat is asking, more specifically, Adam is asking in chat if Zook can have a new pet. No, he cannot have a cyborg Kraken. All right.
Yeah, that would scary.
Very Zook.
Scary.
Well, congratulations. You all will get the usual gold and boons and whatnot. Reanth, dear,
Yeah,
this concludes our
Reanth.
contract, I believe.
it does. But
If you wouldn't mind staying behind once everyone leaves so we can discuss what happens next, that would be delightful.
sure.
Does anyone else? Does anyone have anything else?
I do, my lady.
Yes.
And Harper will pull out the coin.
Mhm.
Found this.
Oh.
I think, yes.
Mm.
I'd rather not hold on to it.
Thank
But
you.
I thought it shouldn't stay there.
That's probably wise. We will find a safe place for it. Appreciated.
Oh yeah, I'll hand over the tube. I know that people do this thing to find out whether items are cursed or whatever, and I'm not
Very
a
well.
magic, so I'll hand that
Cool.
metal.
I will. What about the necklace, Bombah? You just gonna hold on to that?
Oh, I was just going to identify it.
Okay.
I mean,
Bombah's hubris makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
Thank you, milady.
good job. Thank you very much for your time and efforts today. All right, so you'll leave apart from Reanth, if no
I'll
one has
just-
anything else.
Turns around and walks out.
Yeah.
Excellent. The doors close behind them all, and she says to Reanth, "So, you have completed your contract with me now. There is no longer anything holding you here if you wish to leave. Do you wish to leave?"
I had planned to spend my days after here in Melida, seeing Hela and her tribe.
Mhm.
There's a place there, I believe. But if you ever need my services, you know how to find me. I know there's talk about greater problems and things that you're trying to accomplish, and I will gladly come back to serve you for another.
Interesting that you should mention that, because I was going to ask. So, as you probably know by now, my dear husband managed to banish me from my rightful place in the Summer Court in the Feywild. We have managed to establish that he achieved this through the use of a very powerful and rather complicated curse involving several seals. As with all curses, and because our kind are bound to certain rules, there is a way to break it. It involves destroying these seals in a particular order. It is extremely dangerous and extremely difficult, especially because any person who destroys one, the others are then warded against that particular individual, which means we need enough people with enough power to go after all of them. I
And
could
how many
probably
seals are there?
break one, but I, because of this, can't break all of them. How many? We think there are 7. So, I would, with your willingness, like to enlist you for a second contract, which is simply one mission. To go and break one of these seals for me. My question is, what do you want in return?
I need nothing. Honestly, I have felt safe in this place, and it was a great place for reconnect and get to know Greth better. But I don't feel like I need anything.
That's not how this works.
I know, but I don't know what to ask for. You've given me everything or anything possible want or need.
Understand that I can offer almost anything, assuming I find my way back to where I belong. Right now, I seem powerful to all of you, but this is a fraction of what I would have.
Maybe a favor for later. Figure out.
Very well. A favor for later if you successfully help to break one of the 7 seals that keep me out of the Feywild. As always, you are welcome to stay here during your employ. We will need 6 of you to go on this mission, and you are the first. And I still have to convince some of them, although at least one already owes me, so.
Okay. Well, I think I'll try and establish myself in Melida for a while.
Very well. We will call you then.
Around. Yeah, I might stick around for a couple days, get everything in order, and make sure I say my goodbyes. But yeah, but I'll be ready for you.
Excellent. Thank you for all your time with us.
Yes, thank you for all. Very much appreciate.
And thank you, Nick.
Oh my goodness!
Congratulations, Nick.
So that's our first level 20 character in the Horde.
Yeah.
So excited.
Which meant you got to be the guinea pig who didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, oh, I see.
I was like, well, because I thought about that, like the 15 missions. I was like, but I thought there's level 20 stuff. So
yep,
yeah,
you have to opt
really
into them
excited.
though.
Yep.
Whew.
Yay.
Okay, I'm having some feelings. I'm sure you're also having some feelings.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
Very much. Yeah.
We're gonna have a few of those coming up in the next little while, which is pretty great and also kind of sad. But Nick already has her next Gallant Horde character in the realm, so that's happening. Very different to Reanth. Excited to see you reappearing in the baby level 5 missions. Yeah, congrats Reanth, and congrats to Nick for getting there and finishing your mission. I mean, your contract. It's awesome. So next week we have the Lycans Hospital, which is a mid-ish level one, where some people are going to go and investigate a hospital on an island that is supposed to be treating lycanthropy in various forms.
Absolutely nothing could go wrong.
Nope.
Maybe we'll bring home some werewolves. I feel like I should add that this adventure, the Lycans Hospital, was created largely by my almost 11-year-old son. So
Yay.
that does
That's awesome.
skew it a little bit away from what you might
Yeah,
expect from
I'm
Jax.
so
which
sorry
is
I
kind
leveled out
great.
of this. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that next week. Join us for that next week. If you, I'm sorry, I'm like actually emotional. I wasn't expecting to get emotional about it, but I am. Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Reanth.
Thank you.
And we will see you all next week. We love you all so much. Thank you for your support and for watching, and you 6 lovely people for being part of this thing. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.
Bye.